Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early September 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aries collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us, Rams? In the early part of September, Virgo season, what energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries gang. What's the vibe? What's the energy here in early September? The last few weeks, the energy's been increasingly intriguing. I'll definitely say that. So we'll see if we continue to ride that wave. We'll talk about that a little more as we move through the reading. Okay, Curiouser and Curiouser is the card here. So there could definitely be something that really catches your eye, catches your attention, or there's, and it's funny how I said like it's been getting more increasingly intriguing because this is a huge card of intrigue where it's like, huh, what's going on there? I do like it. There's a lot of thinking going on here. There's a lot of analysis. So we're going to have to dig into the deeper aspects of it. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end. So you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about it. So again, with this deck, I always like to go very intuitive. And we see Alice, she's sitting there, kind of looks like there's like magic tricks going on around her. There's a certain mystery. And yeah, Curiouser and Curiouser on bottom. So for some Aries, it could just be very simple as in questioning things, questioning people, questioning situations like, huh, is everything lined up here? I feel like there's something that catches your eye. So whether it's someone acting a little funny, someone acting a little different, or just something where it's like, ooh, where'd this come from? I just feel like it's something that pops up. Now, it's not a bad thing. For some of you, this could be a very specific thought process that's on your mind. So a very specific topic where you might feel like there's more to the story. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get little hints of mystery throughout this week's reading, because this is one of the more mysterious cards here in the front, which doesn't have to be a bad thing. I would say just watch out for the overthinking or dwelling on any specific thing when this card is here. So we're going to let her chill out right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Aries gang. What's happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It had some mixed signals, but it was titled A Shocking Win. And we had a tower. We had the death card show up. And initially, when the cards were popping out, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. So there's kind of this similar vibe, like with this card, where it's like, I'm a little unsure. And usually, and speaking as an Aries myself, we're usually pretty sure about things quickly. So watch out for vibes lingering like that. But to me, it felt like a 180, a shocking win, or a change for the better. So we're going to hope to keep those vibes going. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. What do we have here this week in early September for my good Aries friends? Let's get this going. Yeah, that energy last week was a little extreme, but not necessarily in a bad way. Okay, all right, we might be riding this good wave here, my friends. All right, we have the 10 of Pentacles, position number 1. That's always a great place to start. Now, this card can also have some drawbacks, just like every other card, but it's beautiful. And then we have an Aries power card that came out second. Right along with it, we got the lovely Page of Wands. Let's get one more here for the main part. What do we got for Aries in early September, please? Big card of communication. Wow. All right, so something potentially growing, maturing. I like the energy I'm feeling here. Lots of people, okay, and a lot of Aries power energy here. So I like it. I feel like for a lot of us, this could be energy where we're either going to step into our comfort zone. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always like to look at the elements first. We have a nice mixture of external energy because we have a lot of fire. That's our element as Aries, the realm of action, passion, drive, desire, the things we do. Not just thinking about it like we saw with this very first card where it's like, I'm not just going to think about this, but I'm going to do something about it. That's a big thing with fire energy. Usually I like it. There is this unpredictable nature to fire energy, which I'm sure a lot of you already know. It could get a little wild, right? It could be a little volatile, which is what I've been seeing in energy in recent weeks. Then we have Earth, which kind of grounds it down, which I think is good. Now, Earth is material things, money, work, business, home, living situation, family. So it's like we have the external world, whereas like the cups and swords represent your internals. This is all the external world, the things we're dealing with and how we act accordingly. Big communication vibes here as well. So we have some themes starting to merge already. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, the Ten of Pentacles. So we start with a banger, my friends. We love the Ten of Pentacles around here. One of the best cards in the whole entire deck. And you see them, they're chilling. We have like the whole family. They got their little puppies surrounded by all the pentacles. This is a prototypical card of wins, victories, coming out on top. I see this card, I think of expansion and leveling up, increase. So I like this. I guess it depends on what you're going through, though. Like for some of you, maybe increase might not be the best thing. But I'm not going to turn a positive card into a challenge. Like when I see this, it's like stable, nice. I like this. And so again, it looks really great. For another portion of you, yeah, there might just be big themes going on with work, business, family, living situation, all that stuff we already discussed. Now, what might be the challenge of this? Like, sure, it's wins and victories and expansion and leveling up. But the Ten of Pentacles, it is pentacle heavy. It's very earth heavy. And as fire signs, this energy could sometimes drag us down a little bit. So there could be things that you might feel are a little boring, right? There could be things that you might feel are getting in your way a little bit. It's a heavy energy when we look at the rougher aspect of it, if we're not seeing like family or issues in our circle. But again, we're not turning a positive card into a challenge. It just rides that wave that we've been seeing for a few weeks now, that there's a good energy moving in for a lot of the Aries collective and those dealing with them. Now, moving to the middle, we have our good pal here, the Page of Wands. Love it. And again, Aries power energy. It could also be another fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Usually pages represent a more youthful, new type of energy. So whether it's a new beginnings, fresh starts, approaching things in a new, different way. I always say they're students and they're messengers, so it's like I'm learning new things. There's a lot of stimulation when it comes to this page, and it feels pretty damn good to me. Now, of course, pages, they could also represent just messages, talks, communications, and we'll want to look at that further, especially since we have the Knight coming up next to it. The challenge that comes in with this page, sometimes it could be a little shy. I imagine that shy in an Aries reading. It could be an energy that either hesitates or is too spontaneous. This is a card that could also work in extremes. So we do want to look at it further because there's that explosive undertone to this card, which again doesn't have to be a bad thing, but we do want to look at it, especially with the unsure nature. Like this is very much an all or nothing type of energy. And the Page of Wands can also burn itself out. Now, moving to the back end, we have what seems to be a nice development, because when you look at the order of the cards with the Knight of Wands, same thing as this page, fire sign, Aries power card, but it is the next in line. It goes from page to knight to queen to king. So there is some sort of evolution when we go from the page to the knight. There's something where it could take the next step. Expansion, growth, change, but in a positive way. So for a lot of Aries, there could be situations evolving still. Even if it might not seem like it, the Knight of Wands is all about that evolution, especially paired with this Page of Wands. Now, Knights are about action, and surprise, surprise, they're also communicators. So this could be an action you decide to take. It could be an action someone else decides to take. It could be a conversation, because we have like talk, response. So there's a lot of back and forth going on here. But can you guess what the issue might be with this Knight of Wands? Similar to the page, a little unpredictable, right? It could be a little too fiery. This could be an energy that acts before it thinks. And I know as an Aries myself, we do get that reputation sometimes for being a little spontaneous, being a little daredevil. Watch out for risk in this time, because you might be willing to gamble, so to speak, or take risks. So we do want to see what's up with the way this energy portrays itself. But I would say overall, I am most definitely cautiously optimistic. I want to dive deeper on all, but Aries, let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What's going on for the Aries collective here? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ten of Pentacles here. That's our start point, right? So we'll see how things look. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, let's get this Ten of Pentacles. Why is it here for Aries gang? Thank you. Okay, Three of Swords in reverse is not a bad card. So something that may have been bothering you for quite a while could stop. Or there could be, I keep getting this energy of something evolving or there's still more to come. So I could see various situations where there's um, things happening, there's evolution, there's change in them, and it's like, all right, I feel good about this. I feel good about the direction this is going in. Three of Swords in reverse is the way we want to receive this card. Remember, this card could be heartbreak, it could be anxiety, it could be pain of any sort, whether it's small or large. So the fact that it's in reverse underneath the Ten of Pentacles, I'm like, okay, I'll take that win. I'll take that victory. There's something here that stabilizes me and makes me feel good. Okay, there's something here about comforting, or something that makes you feel comfort. So I like it. I think it's really good. For a lot of you, there could be big shifts in situations or changes that you like the developments. That's kind of what I'm getting at here, especially with how we move towards the back end. So yeah, wins, victories still showing up in your energy, comfort, and developments in a positive direction. We like this. And again, for cross watchers too, now might be a good time to discuss things or sort things out with an Aries if you want to. At least that's how it's looking in the front. Because remember, like these cards, they could be a little bit of a wild card, right? So let's get that Three of Swords there. Let's keep moving. Let's see. Because, I mean, it just seems kind of routine as well. Like it doesn't feel bad. I could tell you that. But let's see what's up with that Page of Wands. Why is the Page of Wands here? Please, my Aries friends. Yep. King of Wands, so even more of an evolution. All right, so for some of you, we are most definitely getting a lot of communication, a lot of chit chat, a lot of chatter, right? Especially with like this whole family thing going on here, with like the whole wand suit, and then we got the Ten of Pentacles. So again, watch things with your circle, the people around you. But I don't feel this is bad. The only thing that I'm a little cautious about here in the center, the Page of Wands, when we compare them to the King, remember I was saying it goes Page, Knight, Queen, King. This energy could be a little bashful. So whether it's a topic you feel like you want to talk about, but you're a little, I'm not sure if I should approach that, or if there's someone that's a little shy to discuss something with you. I am seeing a message, I am seeing a talk, but there's a bit of a hesitancy. I don't know why someone would feel a little intimidated here. So again, might not be you, but this fire energy is holding strong. Now let's talk about the King of Wands is all about control of the wand suit. So the fact that it's in the upright underneath this page, it's like, no, I'm going in the right direction. So aside from all that stuff about speaking and talking, when I see the Page of Wands, King of Wands, it's like, no, I'm on the right path. I'm on the right direction. So there could be things you're dealing with right now or things you're experiencing where even if it doesn't feel like it, you're on the path. You're on the right path. So I think this energy feels very claimable this week. So we are getting a lot of the communication, but I like the reinforcement we're getting here in the center. But yeah, watch out for someone being unsure to bring a topic up or someone unsure to speak, because I do have this little shyness, right? When the page approaches the king, it's very shy, it's very bashful. Let's keep moving over to the Knight of Wands, because we are seeing this conversation. Let's see if we get the whole family. We'll see if the queen comes out to play. So why is the Knight of Wands here for my Aries friends, please? Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Knight of Wands here? Thank you. I mean, this is an energy that just acts. It's like a floodgate opens. This could be some sort of breakthrough or explosive action. So we have the Death card in reverse, very similar to vibes I was picking up last week. Now, Death in reverse could represent circling back on something. So, of course, it could be things that return out of nowhere, surprisingly, unexpectedly. I think that's something I saw for you a few weeks ago. So that energy is still open and possible for things to just like, boop, pop back in, surprisingly, explosively. But to me, when I see the Knight of Wands with Death in reverse, it's like, no, I'm going to do this. Nope, I'm just doing, I'm acting. And it could also just be that breakthrough. Now, I don't get all nervous about the Death card. And I think I said that in last week's reading. Big Scorpio energy, even in the upright. To me, it is a card of change, metamorphosis, One chapter closes, a new one opens. So I love the death card for that sense, because it's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. But the fact that it's in reverse, it's like, nope, I'm not done. So again, to me, either it's explosive action or breakthrough in some area of life, especially with how things seem to be developing. So there could be various things where there seems to be a breakthrough. Or we do have this looping back type of energy. So I'd say overall for a lot of Aries, this is really good. Now, for certain situations you're going through right now, the answers might be in the past. That's a very specific message for some of you. So like if you're going through any issues now, the answer to your question lies in the past, whether it's something that's already happened or how you handled something in the past. So very unique. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. I would say overall, I really love the energy this week, Aries. It feels pretty damn good to me. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we have 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords in reverse. So it's like, yeah, no, this is stable. This is solid. For some of you, there could be something that's been bothering you for a while that the sting is gone, where it's like, no, it doesn't really bother me anymore. Like I'm feeling better. I feel improved. There was an energy of comfort here and stability. So of course, we still have this win victory type of energy. Moving to the middle, we have the Page of Wands with the King of Wands in the upright. So first and foremost, it feels like for a lot of you, you're on the right path, going on the right direction. Even if you don't quite feel like it, it's like, no, you're taking the proper steps, or you will be in short order. For another portion of you, this could be centered around a communication or a talk, but there is someone that's a little bashful. So again, I'm not saying it's you. It could be someone else where it's like, oh, there's something I want to talk to Aries about, but I'm not sure if I should. There's an intimidation factor. Moving to the back end, we have the Knight of Wands with Death in reverse, floodgates open. So there could be breakthroughs in various areas of life where someone makes a move, where it's like, no, no more waiting. So it's either explosive action or a breakthrough that shows up in a really big way. There's also this energy that seems to loop back around surprisingly. So there could be various things that return in a big way. The other thing that I said that was very specific about that alignment is the answers to current situations could be in the past. So keep that in mind as the week evolves. And yeah, please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, Aries. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They can be a good thing, my friends. Let's get you one here. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this card out. Nice and quick. So I just like the way the energy flows, because with the stable energy in the front, the expansion, the unsure, but then the breakthrough just looks great to me. Okay, so you do have the Seven of Cups showing up here in the shadows. And usually I think of this as a very imaginative, daydreaming type of card. So it kind of feels similar to that oracle in the very beginning. Watch out for overthinking. Watch out for over fantasizing or thinking things into existence that don't even really exist right now. I don't know why that's coming through. So your mindset, super important. Now, generally, this is a card of options, and there is such a thing when there's so many options ahead of you, you don't know which one to take. And I feel like for a lot of Aries, you could be in that very unique position where it's like, no, you don't just have one path, you don't just have two, but there are certain things that could go a variety of different ways. So it's like user's choice, which could sometimes, like I said, cause you to have analysis paralysis. So watch out for anything like that in this time. And I think your mindset, your headspace is the most important thing, whether it's for good, bad, or different, when we see this in the shadows. So we're going to put that down right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The September calendar is already live, so we could have ourselves a little chat. But for the September subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks ever, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's great for beginners and experienced readers. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which ones do you get along best with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As usual, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.